This one is tough for me to say, but dear Nigerians, you need to let Tinubu breathe. Don't suffocate him with your hatred. Some of you have intense hate for the presidency and for your country. Every small thing they vex you. Your cooking and your food born, you say it's the country that caused it. Something in your house will spoil, you say the country don't spoil. You're so bitter, and the only thing that's on your mind is an escape route from this country. You cannot hate this country and want to prosper in it. And a lot of times when you're fixated on one thing, you're blinded to another. If you're so focused on leaving this country because it's so bad, you're not going to be able to see the opportunities that God may have put in place for you to flourish in this country. As much as they touch everybody one way or the other, there are people in this country that are unshaken by whatever is happening. But that's not my point. No matter who it is targeted towards, bitterness, resentment, hatred, anger, all of that is not permissible for a child of God. I don't think because you're insulting the government and not a particular person with feelings, it's allowed. Remember, Jesus said it's not what goes in, but what comes out of the mouth that defiles the person. So please honor your president and your country, even with your words. After all, you're the one that open your mouth and say, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to uphold her honor and glory. God will help you.
There's nothing these guys will not do just to make sense. But all I keep hearing is, it is well. Unfortunately, when you hear people like this talk and they speak Queen's English, and then not because they speak English or you go check whether you get it, because a lot of times I'm asking until recently. That's why the declaration of the Igbo tribe being tribalistic is funny to me, because the Igbo people in Nigeria have continually voted the PDP, for example, and there was never a time the PDP presented an Igbo candidate in the last couple of years, as in the last elections, right? So that is not the point this time. The point is when people begin to say that you're not patriotic, you insult the president, you don't like the president, things will not work for you. All these years that we have been showing patriotism, all these years that we have put our heart into fighting for the cause of this country, all these years that we have shown a lot of love and support for presidents, what has happened? You are just trying to say a new thing, but trying to use a different language. The deception is too much. You are also being deceived, young lady, and I cannot blame you. Sometimes you are very privileged, right? And you just want to make sense, create a content that could sell for a particular people, but the deception is still very much clear. These guys do not mean well for us. Assuming that Tinubu knows that he didn't get the majority of the vote, like he said in his opening day speech, right? He didn't get majority of the vote, and then he got to power and decided to fix the most important things, right? He started to do the most important things. He started to address the most important issues. He put the people first. Are you sure the majority of people that have come to, in your words, hate him now would not have decreased drastically? Yes, it would have. But he had a chance. In fact, some persons that are even more disappointed now are even the people that voted him, because they felt with all the animosity, with all the anger that was against him before the election, he will get to power and focus on ensuring that he writes a new template, a new narrative for the country. But he went on to do the things that he has always wanted to do: renovating houses, buying stuff, globetrotting, and doing things just to please him and his cabal. Then you say, is it because of the fact that I don't like Tinubu that is making Tinubu not to understand that 5 billion naira being earmarked for the presidential yacht is not necessary? So ask yourself, what has Tinubu done differently? What has his government done differently? Right? So if you do not put the people that do not like you, and you don't like them too, what are the people that likes you? What are the people that love you? What has he done to better the lot of those that loves him? Of course, he's got a couple of people from his tribe and from his party and a couple of other sentiments that people have shown for him. What has happened? What has he done differently in security? The same president that loves the people, that people do not love him, will say that it was an act of God for the massacre of over 120 persons in Kaduna, and nobody is in jail, nobody is being persecuted for that heinous crime, for that genocide. And then you say it's because we don't love him. The truth of the matter is that you are just being deceived. And whether you like it or not, you are going to continue until a government that is truly formed, founded and established by the people, and the leadership who also knows that the people brought them to power and ready to do everything humanly possible for the people, will still be speaking this English. It's not my hate or dislike for Tinubu that has made him not to know what is the most important thing to do. I just being unnecessarily catastrophic, just trying to speak English without common sense. Tell him to fix the most important thing. And with people like you giving these people leverages to operate and make them sound as if they are making sense, they'll continue to treat you bad. But like I've always said, for those of us that knew that this was a disaster waiting to happen, God prepared for us escape routes and opportunities to make us better. Keep deceiving us, keep living in delusion. In another 4 years, we'll be here, and then we'll ask you these questions again. Share this one, let somebody say it. I'll catch you another time.